Napping is one of those things that sounds indulgent but might actually be strategic, like eating dark chocolate for the antioxidants or talking to your plants because it boosts their growth. But in the case of naps, there's hard science behind the appeal. Done right, a nap can sharpen your mind, boost your mood, and save your afternoon from the cognitive black hole caused by poor nighttime sleep. Done wrong, though, it can leave you groggy, disoriented, and wide awake at 2 a.m. questioning your life choices. The trick is knowing when, how long, and how often to nap, because the science of snoozing is a little more nuanced than flopping onto the couch and hoping for the best. Let's start with the good news. A properly timed short nap, commonly referred to as a power nap, can significantly improve alertness, memory, reaction time, and even creativity. NASA famously found that a 10 to 26-minute nap improved performance in sleep-deprived pilots by up to 34% and alertness by 54%. This isn't just because pilots have high-stakes jobs, it's because the brain benefits from even brief dips into light sleep stages. A short nap gives your brain a micro-reset, clearing out adenosine, the chemical that makes you feel drowsy, and restoring some cognitive bandwidth without plunging you into deep sleep, which is where things get messy. You see, the problem with longer naps, those lasting 60 to 90 minutes, is that they start to resemble actual sleep cycles, particularly if you drift into slow-wave, deep sleep. If you wake up in the middle of that stage, you get hit with sleep inertia, that fuzzy-headed, heavy-limbed, what day is it fog that makes you question whether napping was a good idea at all. Sleep inertia can last anywhere from a few minutes to half an hour, and during that time, your performance might actually be worse than it was before you laid down. Essentially, you rebooted your brain mid-update. Another issue is the timing of naps. Your circadian rhythm has a natural dip in the early afternoon, typically between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., which makes that the optimal nap window. If you nap too late in the day, especially after 4 p.m., you risk throwing off your internal clock and making it harder to fall asleep at night. This is the classic trap. You're tired in the late afternoon, so you nap too long or too late, then can't fall asleep at bedtime, then feel even more tired the next day, then nap again. And suddenly you've stumbled into a vicious cycle that your body clock never agreed to. Overnapping can also be a sign of underlying problems. Excessive daytime sleepiness is a hallmark symptom of sleep disorders like sleep apnea, narcolepsy, or depression. If you're routinely crashing into hour-long naps without intending to, or needing multiple naps to get through the day, it might be your body's way of waving a red flag. It's like when your laptop randomly shuts down to install updates in the middle of a meeting. Sure, it's rebooting, but it might also be on the verge of a meltdown. Ironically, while short naps can compensate for mild sleep deprivation, they're not a true fix. If you're constantly sleeping less than 6 hours a night and trying to prop yourself up with midday naps, you're basically duct taping your circadian rhythm and hoping it holds. Studies show that while naps can help temporarily restore alertness, they don't fully repair the long-term cognitive and hormonal damage caused by chronic sleep restriction. Think of naps as a boost, not a bailout. Still, when used intelligently, napping is an underappreciated tool. A 10 to 20-minute nap in the early afternoon is often enough to restore focus, boost productivity, and improve mood, without the downside of sleep inertia or nighttime interference. Some people even use caffeine naps, where you drink coffee before your nap, so it kicks in right as you're waking up. It sounds like a contradiction, but the delay in caffeine absorption gives you a turbocharged reboot. Yes, science now endorses drinking coffee and sleeping at the same time, just not literally. But nap with caution. Treat every snooze like a precision maneuver, not a lazy accident. Set a timer. Keep it short. Avoid crawling into bed under the covers, which signals to your body that it's nighttime and might lead you straight into deep sleep territory. And if you find yourself increasingly reliant on naps just to stay functional, don't ignore the larger issue. Chronic fatigue isn't something you can out-snooze. So the next time you feel the mid-afternoon slump creeping in and you're tempted to push through with your 6th espresso, consider the power nap. When used wisely, it's one of the few life hacks that actually delivers what it promises: more focus, better mood, and maybe, just maybe, a world where your 3 p.m. meeting doesn't feel like a medieval torture ritual. But nap like a reckless amateur, and you'll be lying awake at midnight wondering why your perfectly innocent snooze turned into a full-on sleep crime.